Cameron Moore, let's give him a round of applause from Build a Brand and Homer Skelton Ford. Explain that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am the social media and also reputation management manager for Homer Skelton Ford, and I also wear many hats within Build a Brand. And today, you're going to hear some very interesting and thought-provoking insights into how our dealership, by changing our culture and allowing our salespeople to brand themselves, basically helped us reduce our turnover. We went from the national average to last year we were at 36%. And it's very powerful. But before I explain all of that and give you all the great secrets on how we did it, I want to explain to you how I got here. So like most of you, when I started selling cars, I was selling BMWs and Mercedes at Patterson Luxury Sales. You mentioned luxury cars. I love luxury cars. And I was a green pea, right? No, I didn't know anything. Business has been the same for 30 years. It's never changing. And I needed something to really help me because I didn't know what I was doing. I started with excitement. I was going to make a lot of money. That's what they said, right? It's going to be easy. Just walk in, hey, you want a car? Let's go. Well, I quickly found out that it was not easy at all. It was actually really, really hard. What's a lead or buyer? We're a new term we just coined today, right? What's a prospect? Like, what is a referral? Like, I have no clue. I have a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. I can tell you about criminals, psychology. So I have no clue what that was, and it was frustrating. Then I had an opportunity to help one of my clients. She was a mother of 3, and she had 2 jobs. Now, this is not like a sad story you hear right before I go on The Voice or try for American Idol. Like, this is real. I feel like this is a real one because it was real. And every salesperson and a lot of the managers told me I was wasting my time, that she couldn't buy, judging her based off of how she looked. And if you know me, I'm very hard-headed when someone says something cannot be done, because in fact it can. It just takes the right person to actually do it. She left in a 2015 Chevy Cruze, right? And I was pumped. This was my first car sale. Cut my tie. I hung that right in my office. I was pumped. Like, this is my first car. I actually did it. It's like one of those mic drops, like, I made it. And it changed my life because I was able to truly change someone's life. When everyone else gave up on her, I was there and I could help her. And I was hooked, not for the reason that you guys were thinking, like the money, but the money was great. It did help me. I was in a position to change someone's buying experience and then also at the same time take care of my new young family. It was awesome. My goal from then on out became to provide my clients with the best possible buying experience. Okay, I came to the car business. I was not going to be your typical car guy. I'm not going to be the mustache with a cigar. You know, that's my interpretation of that. But I was going to truly change the buying experience. So I started to educate myself. I read many books. I'm not a reader, but I became one because I wanted to be the best. I read The Ultimate Sales Machine by Chet Holmes many times. Sean Bradley's book, Win the Game of Googleopoly. And if you guys have not read that book, I highly encourage you to. Now, obviously, things have changed. We probably should write another one, right? But it's great. Chapter 5 talks about video SEO. Chapter 5 helped one of my videos as a car guy from a small town in Texas that was nobody get 86,000 views, pulled up on page 1 Google Dominance, put my name before other people's names. You could type in Patterson Luxury Sales, and I do pull up page 1 Google Dominance out of almost 9 million results right below my dealership. I haven't sold cars there in a year and a half. That was powerful. I was able to create my own brand. And I don't know, it's exciting, right? Like, to be able to go from nothing to actually doing great. And seeing how Build a Brand, right? So that's the other company I wear many hats within. How Build a Brand, let me tell you how I got to Build a Brand. I'm sorry, I get excited. Once I start talking about what I like, I get pumped up. After I read the books, I started to go to training. So my wife and I saved up $1,200 so I could go to training for one day. It was my birthday weekend. And I really wanted to go. And this is where I met Brian Chapman, our owner of Build a Brand and Homer Skelton Ford. And Brian asked me to be a beta tester for Build a Brand. And so I had I had all the tools I needed. I really created my own personal brand. Hashtag Dashcam Diaries, hashtag come see Cameron. Look them up. I'm really there. And this was phenomenal. It literally changed my life. Bottom of the board to leading the board in 3 months. Tripled my sales. But I worked. It wasn't easy. It wasn't a silver platter saying, here's all this free stuff. No, the difference is I wanted to be great, and I worked. Then, seeing and believing in the product and how it helped change my life, I wanted to help change other salespeople's lives because I love this industry. This industry is the best industry in the world. There's many opportunities. You could be a vendor. You could be in finance, manager, salesperson. If you want to wash cars, you can do that. This industry has endless opportunities, and it's the greatest industry in the world. If you don't believe me, the door's right there because this industry is phenomenal. So I want everyone to imagine one thing with me. I want you to imagine this. You're walking into your dealership. Okay, everyone close your eyes. I'm kidding, don't close your eyes, open up. You gotta see this. I want you to imagine you're walking into your dealership only to overhear one of your salespeople on the phone with a customer. And they say, again, yeah, my name's Ryan, just look around the website. And if you see something you like, just give me a call back. Oh, but if you could, do me a favor. Do not fill out any lead. No web forms, don't hit the chat button. Rather, call me back. And if you don't get me, leave a message. Man, we're all in this. Like, we're imagining this scenario right now. As a manager, you're probably really upset. Some of you guys, your blood pressure just rose. I have high blood pressure. I'm only 28 years old. It's genetics. I don't have a choice. So I got mad too. So imagine you're in this. You're right behind the salesperson. What do? Well, once you calm down, you probably ask him something similar to this, and it would be, hey, Brian, if you were a manager, or if this was your business, how would you have handled that call differently? And you look at him as he's coming up with his answer. And then Ryan says to you, I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to tell you the truth. We hear it all the time from the management that we're in business for ourselves. And that's exactly why I did it. Because I'm in business for myself. What company do you know that sends their leads to another website and then has to take the trouble of explaining to the customer why someone else is calling them, why someone else is emailing them? Like, it's a headache. And then on top of that, if we don't discourage them from going to the website, now we're chasing down the lead to whatever salesperson got round robin to, and then having to explain how that's your customer. You argue, some of you may fist fight, I don't know, but it's frustrating. It becomes a split deal. Sounds fun, right? Yeah, this happens all the time. And this is the exact scenario that happened to our owner, Brian, at his Ford store. Salesperson's name was David. Because I don't know why I chose Ryan for the scenario, but it made it really confusing. But the real salesperson's name was David. So Brian, at the end of the day, went home with his wife, not his mom. Went home at the end of the day to see his wife. And on his way home, he kept thinking about, what did David say? Like, he kept thinking about, I'm in business for myself. As he got home, his wife, Michelle, asked him, how was your day? And that's when Brian shared with her what exactly has happened. Michelle asked him, how are you going to help prevent this from ever happening again? And then sarcastically, Brian said, if you guys don't know Brian, you should get to know him. He's really funny. Sarcastically, he said, well, I'm just going to build them their own websites. That for sure put them in business for themselves. Think about that. How do you put a salesperson in business for themselves? How many in here, I just want to see a show of hands, how many in here have either told or have been told that you're in business for yourselves or something along those lines? Can I see a show of hands? Quite a bit of you guys. So how do we do that? How do we put a salesperson in business for themselves? Brian asked his managers to come in, and he asked them the same question. So as they, talked about what they've heard, if a salesperson can sell cars, if they can, if they can follow up with their customers, if they can, create opportunities, if they can get referrals, and if they stay at the dealership just long enough, they're in fact in business for themselves. Well, how do they do that? From a technology standpoint, it seemed impossible. To give the salesperson everything they need to follow up, to create opportunities, to get referrals. So Brian considered building this technology. He considered being able to give the salesperson everything they need to sell a car today, to build their business for the future, something that connected with the customer, something that was completely different. And to make sure that he didn't just jump the gun and start building something, he wanted to make sure that it was 100% right. that it would help the salespeople, but also it'd be a win for the dealership and the managers. So he asked several of his friends, he's been in the business 25 years, asked dealer principals, GMs, GSMs, internet managers, 4 simple questions. I want you guys to think about these questions as I ask them. What would make your life easier, your job? What reoccurring pain points and struggles go along with running a dealership? What are the main difficulties and challenges that you face daily? What could increase sales? So, gathering all the answers, we put them based off frequency, and that's how we ranked them. And here they are. Managing inventory and specials to promote inventory turn, those old age units. Lack of customer loyalty. Lack of consistent processes to generate new leads for our sales staff, because that's what they expect us to do, right? Just give it to them. Challenge to consistently obtain online customer reviews and manage the dealership's online reputation. Difficult maintaining high CSI scores. No effective strategy to capitalize on social media at all. And managing advertising, like what's working and what's not. Difficult to get everything throughout the day because, come on guys, as managers, we don't have that much to do, right? You got tons to do. You got a lot on your plate. Hard to keep their sales staff motivated. And turnover. Maintaining and keeping quality salespeople. Sorry, the stats, it's a little off. Looks a little different on PowerPoint. So looking at these, there's one thing that stood out. That if this could be addressed, it could help have a positive impact on all of them. And that was turnover. Salesperson turnover. So it was clear, if we could prevent and reduce turnover, not really prevent it 100%, but reduce turnover at our dealership, many of the challenges and pain points that our salespeople, our managers, and our dealer principal faced would go away. See, at our dealership, it's a team effort. Our management team must build the foundation that our salespeople can then work on and build up their business on what the dealership has helped cultivate. But when a salesperson leaves your dealership, what happens? Your life just got a lot harder. Because now you spend time hiring people. You have to find people to hire, right? Start. Then you spend time to train them, right? You can't give them the best training yet because, man, you got a lot of other things to do because then you have to do all the paperwork and you got customer problems and all of that going on. So now you have to handle the customer problems that happen throughout the day. When someone quits your dealership, you could also lose customers because your salesperson's not there to follow up. Am I right? Like they're not there. Or that customer then goes and follows that salesperson somewhere else. On average, 74%, now I have the last year's stats. I know someone has the new year stats. Maybe you can email that, that'd be cool. So 74% on average salespeople turn over each year. And to put that in perspective, out of 10 salespeople, 7 of them will be leaving. And costing you, on average, it's $45,000 per salesperson that leaves your dealership, resulting in you negatively impacting your negative bottom line, $315,000 just by losing your salesperson. We've all heard the saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same. But what does that mean? Have you ever really thought about that? Like what's changed, like how does things change and stay the same? It seems impossible. Let's take a look at what's changed in our industry and what has stayed the same. So for sure, what has changed is internet, social media, and our customers' expectations. We went from a time where the consumer would visit 6 dealerships on average. This could create opportunities for our salespeople, to a time where they're at 1.2. I don't have the new stats again, it's based off last stats. So 1.2 dealerships, a time where, they used to come to us, a physical search for information about the car. They would come to us for product information. They'd come to us to learn about, the options, trim levels, colors, brochures, but not anymore. They would come to us for product access, to physically touch, to see, to get pricing on the vehicle, but not anymore. Trade-in value is conceived in the dealership to make it easier and more affordable for a consumer to buy a new car. They would come to us for the trade-in value. Not anymore. Financing. We made it easy. They could just come to us. We would do it all for you. You wouldn't have to go to the bank to grab cash out or go get approved before you ever came in. They'd come to us for that, but not anymore. Back then and today, the consumer wanted someone that they could trust. We've heard that a lot. Trust, right? They wanted someone that could be the quote-unquote go-to guy or gal to make it easy when purchasing a car. But the consumers face a problem. It's the fact that our salespeople do not stay at the dealership long enough for them to become that guy or gal. Our consumers want trust, transparency, right? They want the flexibility and choices on the inventory. That's why they shop. They want respect for it to be easy. They want an experience to be fun and memorable. And that's one thing I feel like a lot of people don't really focus on, is an experience. That's the biggest thing ever, is to build an experience. That's what I wanted to do. I want my people to literally love coming to the dealership, because we know the dealership's cool, but it's not that cool. Like, no one wants to sit there all day. But my clients would come and have coffee with me. Like, how many people want to go to the dealership and have coffee? Not many. But I built an experience. They still follow me to this day on Facebook. Yesterday, my wife and I celebrated our 3-year anniversary. Pumped up, right? Woo. Yes, I was here with you guys, but we FaceTimed. That's why I love technology. But it was an experience. They congratulated me, reached out to me. And, we've built relationships. It wasn't transactional. It's not a sell. If you're looking to just sell, that's a small way of thinking, because you really want to play chess, right? And it's a long-term, not really game, but it's a long-term strategy where you want to build relationships and build a clientele list. A convenience to be completely fast. So what does stay the same? Salespeople and their responsibilities. We all know when you start selling cars, man, you were pumped. It's fun. Like I was excited, man. I'm about to make money. The financial gain, it was going to be amazing. But many salespeople that start off like myself, and maybe some of you guys, you start off with such great promise and you crash and burn. And it's not because you lack the skill, the ability, or the talent. It's because you lack the audience. Someone to listen. Someone to purchase a car. Salespeople have 3 key responsibilities. Number 1, sell cars. 2, retain sold customers. And 3, getting prospects on the lot. We know our salespeople are great when you have a showroom filled with customers, right? Opportunities. They're great at converting those into sales. But what are they doing when there isn't a customer in front of them? What are they doing when they're just sitting there? They should be, building their own business. They should be taking your dealership's unique selling proposition and sharing that to create top-of-mind awareness for themselves and your dealership. If we truly want our salespeople to build their own business and stay at our dealership and get to that next level, we need a new strategy. We all know the ABCs of the car business, right? What are they? That's right. Always be closing. That's exactly what you expect. When they're face-to-face with the customer, you want them to close it. There's the new ABCs. And it's very applicable when they do not have a customer right in front of them. And that's activities between customers. It was common for us, walking through the dealership. This is me example of walking fast. But walking through the dealership and to see our salespeople on their phone, on Facebook. Someone playing Candy Crush. No one cares about your score on Candy Crush. But that's what they're doing. So what could they be doing on their phone? Well, here's what they should be doing. They could and should be building their business, building your dealership sales. They should be creating top-of-mind awareness for themselves and for your dealership. So with the domination of social media on top of traditional, y'all like that? I made that, that's funny. On top of traditional marketing, it's clear that there's no one way to do it. What works in this market won't work over here. Right? There's no one special formula. This formula is top-notch. Write this down. I made it up. It's great. Social media plus newspaper plus iPad divided by computer. I don't know why it's going so slow. I had it on timer. All right, so iPad divided by computer. Computer. Here we go. Right there. Let me take a drink while it loads. So this obviously doesn't make sense. It's a complete, I made this up. It doesn't make sense at all. And that's what we can all agree on. There's no one special formula. And if there was, would we be here? No. We'd be using that formula, selling cars, and we'd be making a lot of money. We would not be here. Well, the one thing for sure is that we need to take our dealership's message and the educational content through promotions and put it with the right target audience, the friends and family. And then we need to do it through the right mediums, social media, at the right time to reach 100% of the buying period. Now today and yesterday and the day before, we've heard a lot about the buying pyramid. You may have not looked at it this way and how it's structured, but 3% buying now. You have the 7%, which we've all heard this all today, yesterday and the day before. 7% open to buy, and then we have the other 90%. Why do we focus all of our marketing right here and shotgun approach? All of it. The people that are only buying now. That's what we're focusing on. 7% a little bit, but this, nothing. So we need a new strategy, and that strategy was sales advocacy. Sales advocacy allowed our salespeople to build their own business within our dealership and also gave us everything we needed as a dealership to take our message and allow them to share it online. We found that content shared by our staff was 3 times trusted than content shared by us. 8 times more likely to be engaged with, 24 times more likely to be reshared, and leads generated by our staff 7 times more likely to be converted than leads generated by our dealership. To create sales advocacy, we needed 2 things. That was marketing. Here's an example of marketing. We're the best dealership in town. We've heard that a lot, right? And you guys are like, oh, we're the family owned, been in business 50,000 years. Here's an example of personal branding. It's the second thing that we needed for sales advocacy. Personal branding. I heard you are the best salesperson here. That's powerful. Real powerful. So when you combine marketing and personal branding, it builds the foundation and fundamentals for your dealership's sales advocacy platform. We gave our salespeople everything they needed, all the technology and all the tools, their own personal websites, unique domains. This is bjbrown.me. My website when I was selling cars is comeseecameron.com. And then I realized what branding was because I was a beta tester. And I was like, you know what? I want to be Camazon because it's close to Amazon and it's funny. So I bought Camazon too. We have a content library where our salespeople can make their own blogs, right? We can also take our marketing message and our unique selling proposition as a dealership and have them share it organically to Facebook, to LinkedIn. So when someone does click that, they end up back on our salespeople's websites where they have the inventory. We heard someone talking about building that experience and setting a VIP test drive. Yeah, on our websites, because I was selling luxury vehicles. When I was a beta tester, what do you want? Man, how cool to have like a VIP test drive where you could choose the time you want to come in, right? You could choose the beverage you want when you get there, and then the route you want to take. That's exactly what they built for me. And how powerful, that's so crazy. They're literally going from social media, clicking on your article, then they start shopping the inventory, and then they set their own appointment. They're doing most of it for you. All you have to do is give them the opportunity. Video message, right? Co-videos in the house. We dance on the dance floor. What's up, man? Yeah, I see you. Video message is huge. This is what changed my life. Being able to send video messages to people to create an entire experience with someone not even there. Sold cars in New Jersey. We sold cars in California. You got Colorado, Florida, all from my cell phone. Now, technically, like we heard yesterday, we didn't really buy it, but they bought it because I built the entire experience online, all through video messages. They can see it via SMS and email, right? I can attach the exact VDP page from my personal website of that vehicle right behind the video. So I can say, hey, it's Cameron Moore here at ABC Motors. I just want to say thank you so much for your interest in that beautiful 2015 BMW 528i. I just want to let you know that the vehicle is here. Matter of fact, as soon as you get done watching this video, just go ahead and click the exit button. It'll take you right to that vehicle where you can see all the pictures, the specs on it, And if you want to set your own VIP appointment, go ahead and click that steering wheel and set your appointment. It's a lot different than calling, hoping to God that they listen to your voicemail, hoping they read your email. Like emails, I get like so many a day. But when people send me a video email, I stop it all. I want to watch that. It's interesting. But we also practice what we preach. Because anybody that's, you should be a leader. A lot of us, we know the difference between a boss and a leader. A leader really leads and sets examples. We have many of them in here. It's excellent to see, because that was one thing I wish I had when I was selling, is a true leader. Our manager, GSM, doesn't have an opportunity to talk to a customer, sends them a video, says, hey, I didn't get to say hello. Our finance manager, Casey, sends this video. Customer sitting outside waiting to come into finance. He just wants to let them know, hey, I'm finishing up your paperwork. I'll call you back as soon as I'm ready. Now, Casey's not the scary guy in the back that's about to take all their money, right? Because that's what people think. Scary dude about to take all your money. Is he? I don't know. Being able to communicate inside with our team, so we have instant chat, we can communicate, send videos to our team. But also being able to do that with the customer. Being able to be 100% TCPA compliant. We're not getting sued. No, we're not. Right here, chat, texting, tracking all the texting. Our salespeople can text with our customers. Our managers can also text. It keeps a complete history, so we know what's going on. Communication's huge in this business, right? And isn't it hard to get salespeople to actually put notes inside the CRM? I got skated one time and I was done. Yeah, you got notes about everything. Dude wear a blue hat, like Snickers. I don't know, he had a dog named, Cholo. I don't even know, but that's my notes for today. So it's hard to get salespeople to actually put notes in. Here's what one of our salespeople had to say.
You won't leave the lot without my contact information and my card downloaded on your phone. They usually, ask for a card, and I was like, well, actually, I don't, but I don't use paper cards. I find it more beneficial if I download my business card to your phone, because everybody's using their phone nowadays. It's an easier way for you to connect to me and see our inventory and have direct contact with me. They're just like, whoa, I've never seen this before. That right there, me standing out, being different, pulls them in a little bit. Video message, that's the main follow-up tool I use, is sending a video. Whether it's just, getting them back in the door, or just seeing if they have any questions, or just simply saying, happy birthday or happy Thanksgiving. If you need anything, call me. That would probably be my biggest thing I used.
But also they can customize it to what fits them, because no one's the same. Why should I expect you to like purple? I love purple. Like, that's my fraternity colors, like purple and gold, SAE. Like, I love purple. But I don't expect you to like purple. You can customize this however you want to fit your customers and your target audience, your fans that want to work with you and support you. Recommendations. When I was selling cars, they're like, hey, get them to do that review. I ain't getting no one to do a review. Fool, no, not going to happen. I didn't see the value. It didn't benefit me. And then Mercedes like, hey, you get 100% on that, you get $100. Everyone got a review. I got money, you're all getting reviews. Well, being able to showcase individually on their own website their customer recommendations, recommending and validating who they are, the experience that they provide, and what makes them great and different from every other salesperson out there. Because we're not all the same. But in return, all those reviews are put on our dealership's website. Every single review our salespeople get. And they get reviews for every single customer that they do. That they help a car and they help, find the right vehicle for them and their family. It displays right on our website with all of our other third-party reviews. Notification, instant notifications. It's great to have technology, but if I didn't have a plan, if I didn't know and have stats to actually work with, and have the data to know what's going on, how could I be successful? We know exactly every single time a customer opens the digital business card, the salesperson gets a text. It makes notes. We talked about notes earlier, how salespeople don't like to put notes in the CRM. Don't worry, we got you. Because it's taking notes for us. When our salespeople aren't putting notes in, we know exactly every single time their customer clicks on a stock number. What stock number did you click on? Did you calculate payments? When I sent you the video, did you open it via email? Via SMS? Now I have an effective follow-up method that allows me to build an experience for my customer that they won't get anywhere else. Because who wants to spend hours working on the wrong car, right? You're on a $40,000 car. They've been calculating payments on a $20,000 car. You're over here telling them about all these cool features like I used to do. Hey, Genesis, top of the line, it drives for you. They can only afford an accent. That's ridiculous. I'm on the wrong car all day. By personal branding, what can personal branding do for your salespeople? It can improve your morale. It can differentiate your salespeople from every other salespeople around, all this other salespeople around you. That's a really hard word right there. Can make more money. They can have a professional, cutting-edge social media sales solution. What can personal branding do for your dealership? Differentiate your dealership from your competition. Have a competitive advantage for your dealership. Manage your dealership's online reputation. Generate reviews for third-party review sites. Showcase your happy customers for positive word-of-mouth advertising. Increase CSI scores and improves customer loyalty. And makes it easy for customers to recommend their friends and family to your dealership. You'll attract better applicants, the best salespeople from competing dealerships. I want to share you guys a story with you. You guys, like Cam, talking about technology, that's like an old 1945 warship. So I'm going to tell you guys a quick little story. It's very relevant. The battleship Yamamoto, has anyone ever heard of that? Yamamoto, the battleship Yamamoto. It was the lead ship in her class. It was built in the pinnacle of battleships, designed to outmatch the U.S. in every respect. It had the biggest guns. It had the heaviest armor. But yet, on April 7th, 1945, she was destroyed by much lesser ships. Small aircraft carriers filled the oceans. Traditional marketing strategies are being replaced by personal marketing strategies and branding strategies that are just like that of those fleet of aircraft carrier planes that destroyed the world's largest battleship. How much do you guys pay for someone to click on Google? How much would you pay for a review? What about, I don't know, let's see, how much would you pay for someone to click on something on Facebook? So being able to have a marketing value, so we give it a monetary marketing value to the salespeople, allowing them to see what their efforts are worth. There's a real cost to everything. Nothing's free in life. Whoever told you that's completely wrong. Someone has to pay for it. But being able to see what their efforts have done and what it's worth allows them to take pride in it. There are 3 ways you can grow your sales. Either buy more advertising. You can be like the Flash. By the way, DC Comics, the Flash, my favorite character. Side note, just wanted you to know. You could race to the bottom to be the low cost, low gross, low profit lead in your market. Yeah. Or you could improve your sales staff and their ability to generate incremental sales. See, sales advocacy is there to help you get your salespeople involved and to truly build their own business and differentiate them from everyone else. More low-cost leads to help improve your net profits. And when you give your salespeople the ability to truly build their own business, they'll stay employed at your dealership because they're making more money. And so will your dealership. That's all I have, guys. Do you have any questions?